Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be continuing our series in our machine learning class. When we started, we said there are different approaches in machine learning. We've looked at using regression to make prediction for single variable and for multivariable. After that, we looked at using support vector machine to solve a simple classification problem. And when we are done, we looked at using k-means to solve a simple clustering problem. And today, we're going to be solving another classification problem, but this time around, we're going to be using deep learning. Deep learning is a special skill in machine learning that utilizes the ability of the computer to work as the neurons in human beings. The way you have neurons all over you, that same way, the neurons transmit information to the brain. That's the same way that we model deep learning algorithm. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. And to get started, I'm going to simply share my screen immediately so that we can get started. Okay. Remember, all our lectures, you can get them from Austin Kenney. That is where you can get all our lectures now. You can also get them on my Facebook page, Augustine Emeka Ekene. Once you get there, you should be able to see them. And on the YouTube channel, I arrange them according to playlist. And it being on the playlist will enable you to learn faster because all the lessons concerning a particular subject is arranged together. So once you get to YouTube, just simply type Austin Kenney. Once you're there, you can see this is it, Austin Kenney for SDG project. So once you click on this, this is the new channel. I just newly created it. If you click on playlist, you're gonna see the lectures arranged in order. This is for Photoshop. This is for Django Online School that we've been working on. We just completed today. This is for machine learning. So under this machine learning, you see all that we've done so far. So I'm going to click on this machine learning. So you can see here now that we have the introduction classes. Then we have regression. We have another regression. We have regression for multivariable. We have support vector machine. Then we have the k-means clustering. So all that I've been teaching so far, I arrange them in this very YouTube channel. The name of the YouTube channel is Austin Kenney. Jonah, I hope you're following up. So in this YouTube channel, you see everything that we've done so far. Get yourself acquainted to them so that when we start moving further, it will not be a problem for you. Okay, that said, we are going to start immediately. And to code machine learning, you simply get to your search. You can type Jupyter Notebook. That's what we are using. We are using Jupyter Notebook because it has interpreter for Python and any of the models that we are supposed to use. So once you click on this Jupyter Notebook, you're going to see a command prompt line like this. It will pop up. Then after some time, it's going to automatically open up your browser to this your notebook will be fully open. So those joining from outside, please, Fortune, can you get me clearly?
Sir, your network is shaking.
Yes, I had a little network problem. Can you guys see me now and hear me clearly? Fortune.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I stopped at where we opened the Jupyter Notebook. And you can see the Jupyter Notebook is fully open now. So I'm going to get to Untitled 2 because I already have Untitled 1. So that's why we have Untitled 2. So I will double click there in order to rename. And what am I doing today? We're doing deep learning. Deep learning. Okay. So I always put Ostaina at the back because I feel that I'll definitely create another deep learning notebook for a project because this one is just for training, for practice purposes. So I'm going to click on rename. You can see deep learning of Steino is fully open now. So we can now start coding. And like you all know, all our codes are on our website, www.Tclassified.com. So get to that place. This is it. Click on blog. All the lectures we've been given, all of them are there. So once you're in blog, check out the topic that we're on. This React, this Node.js, the Django Online, this machine learning. That's what we're doing. So I click on this machine learning. John, are you following? So that's the process you follow. You understand? Even when you get to school and you want to start working on your projects, all the code snippets that you need for you to work, most of them must have been on the website by then. So go there, check out what you want, and you will see them. After the learning series, we are going to have project series. Once you click on the blog, instead of seeing something to learn, you see project. So this project could be on any topic. It could be on fintech, it could be on online schools, it could be on application. So with all the codes will be there. That's the essence of Tclassified.com. It is a learning channel for you to learn and assist you do your jobs. So this is machine learning, and these are what we've done so far. John, are you listening? So we introduced machine learning. We looked at what data is, the different kinds of data, information, knowledge, how you can split your data for machine and testing data. And we looked at the properties that make a data a big data. If the volume is very big, if it has variety, the velocity of increase is so large, it has value and it can be verified. Call it big data. And there are places that you can fetch this data, and I've already highlighted them. So we also looked at what are the applications of machine learning. Why are you learning machine learning? You can use it for web search engines like Google. They use the algorithm to help fetch you what you want. We also have food tagging applications like in Facebook and Instagram. They use machine learning there. We also have spam detectors for email agents like Gmail and Hotmail and Google and Yahoo. All of them use spam detectors. That's why when you get to your email, you have the section for spam and you have the section for the real email. So they apply machine learning there. So we also looked at other areas of application like database mining, application that cannot be programmed, understanding human learning. Those are some of the applications. Then we now looked at the major types of deep machine learning. We said that we have two types. We said we have what? Supervised and what? unsupervised. Then under supervised, we have classification. The problem could be a classification problem or regression problem. In which case we use the following algorithms. You have regression, you have logistic regression, you have classification. I'm going through all this now because we have a competition that is coming up. I'm using the opportunity to revise and get you ready to start working on projects. That's why I'm going through this. So it's not a repetition, but I'm running through. So what are the algorithms that you can use to solve supervised learning? You can use regression, you can use logistic regression, you can use classification, you can use naive Bayes classifiers, decision trees, and support vector machine. And as you already know, we've learned regression and we've learned classification and we've learned support vector machine. Okay, so these are the advantages and the disadvantages. Then you have unsupervised learning, where we will talk about clustering and association. I've already learned clustering using k-means. So some of the algorithms that you can use are, for clustering, you have exclusive partitioning, agglomerative, overlapping, probabilistic. Then under clustering types, you can have hierarchical clustering, k-means, which we've learned, k nearest neighbors, principal component analysis, single value decomposition, independent composition analysis. Then we'll now highlighted this learning. We'll simply say that basically the difference is that for supervised learning, you have what labeled data, isn't it? For unsupervised, you have the data, they are not labeled. So supervised has higher accuracy and the methods are simple, unlike unsupervised that has lesser accuracy with computational complexity in their calculation. So we are revising and we are getting ready for the hackathon. That's why I'm going through all this, get ready. So now, once you are done with the introduction, the next thing is to jump to Anaconda and practice. And we've all installed Anaconda, and I told you can get Anaconda, go to your Google, search for Anaconda so that you can download Anaconda and have it. So we said after installing your Anaconda, we're going to look at linear regression. We've looked at it already. And we've also looked at iris dataset using support vector machine to classify. So today we're going to be looking at numbers classification or closed classification using deep learning. That's today's class. This is what we did first. This is the linear regression. We looked at area and price. We checked how we can predict further price given a new area. So once the machine learning has studied this data, it can do prediction using regression. And that was what we did. And before we actually did that, we looked at plotting a simple graph from data that we got from Excel using NumPy to transform it for us. So before we did that, then we now looked at multiple variables. If you're looking at only area against price, it's single variable. But if you're looking at area, if you're determining the price based on area, bedrooms, and age, then you're talking about multi-variables. And we've also looked at that. Then once we were done with that, we then looked at support vector machine. How can we use support vector machine as a classifier to classify label data of iris? And what are the 3 iris types that we have? Who can tell me? Iris setosa, iris vesicular, and what? Iris vesinica. So we're able to use it. Those are labels. We've already given labels to them. And we're able to use the support vector machine classifier to classify, and it was giving us very high accuracy. And once we finished that, we looked at clustering using k-means. You can see it here, k-means clustering. And we looked, what data did we look able to cluster to know the people making similar income? We got them together and classified them and clustered them. So we did that using k-means, very simple algorithm, and we're able to get it perfectly. Okay. Oh, I've not updated the lecture for machine learning. Okay. So I'll quickly do that immediately after this class. So I'll open it up on my notepad first so that, okay, maybe I'll just update it immediately. Oh, okay, I'll update it after the class. Okay. Okay. So what we're going to be learning, I'm going to update it on the website very, very soon. Maybe immediately after this class, you should be able to see it on our website. So check back and you will see them. So I'm going to follow up from this, my notepad. I normally prepare the lectures on notepad and put it up on the website so that you can see them and use them as you wish, okay? So most of the data we are using are very famous data that you can see everywhere. And today we're going to be looking at hand-reading digits classification using neural network. So that's what we're going to be looking at. So who can tell me the first thing you do whenever you want to start out your machine learning or deep learning in your Jupyter notebook? What's the first thing we do? Joshua? We do the imports. That's the first thing. So you can see here, I'm going to be importing TensorFlow as TF. And somebody is going to ask me, what is TensorFlow? TensorFlow is one of the latest, best technologies in doing deep learning. It is done by Google. You know that Google, I told you guys, Google, they are very, very good, very, very good. So they built out this very library or model for deep learning, and the name is TensorFlow. And that is what we're going to be using today. And we're importing it as TF. So you can check out TensorFlow, their website, so that you read more about TensorFlow. And so TensorFlow is for, we're going to be using it for the deep learning. So the next thing I'm going to be importing, I'm going to be importing Keras Flow. So Keras is the next model that I'm going to be importing. And Keras is going to be helping us in writing out the algorithm for this. Then I'm going to be importing matplotlib, the pyplot from PLT. Who can tell me what this one does? For plotting the graph. Thank you. So that's what it does. And I'm going to also be importing NumPy as MP. So we are aware of all this. We did not import pandas, but we might still need it, and we can always do inline importing with time. Okay. So those are what we have. Now, like I said, we have the TensorFlow. We are going to be using it in doing the actual machine deep learning. We have Keras. Why we got Keras is that from Keras, we are going to get our data set. I told you guys that there are different ways of getting the data set. Who can tell me of getting the data that we are using for our machine learning or deep learning? Who can tell me some of those ways? So I'll click on run first here to do this import. Okay, there's an error. It said no model TensorFlow. Import TensorFlow as CF. I hope my data is working, my internet is up. It should import. So I was trying to say something. You can tell me how you can get data. I mentioned how many? I mentioned like 3 ways that you can get data. One of them, Casper, one of them is through which way? From other websites like Cargo, UCL, isn't it? Those as you want for health, for engineering, and the rest. That's one way you can get your data from other machine learning websites like Cargo. The spelling of Cargo is KAGGLE. So you can check it out, check out Kaggle, then you can check out, they have plenty amount of data. Like you say, you need big data for you to train your model very well. So you can get it from there. What other way can we use in getting data? Joshua? Good. You can also get your data by just typing into your Excel, picking your data by yourself. going into the field, using pen and paper, writing out and then coming to your exam, put it and saving it as CSV and importing it. Which other way can we use in getting that diamond? Which other way can we use in getting data for our machine learning study? Excel, somebody has said Excel already. Which other way? Who else can give me another way we can use in getting data? I'm already using one of the ways here now. Who else? Answer. Which other way can we use in getting data? I wouldn't know why my TensorFlow is giving me error. Excellent. What other way can we use in getting data? We can get data from some of the models and libraries that we import. I said it the other day. When we did the support vector machine that we needed the iris data. How did we get the iris data? We got it from sklearn, isn't it? So some of these algorithms, some of these are, what's it called? Some of these frameworks or Python libraries for machine learning, because of how popular those data are, they've already incorporated it in the framework. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. Because from Keras that we have here, we are going to be able to get data sets. And the data set is MNIST. So this data set is a data set that contains the digits, handwritten digits. So handwritten digits simply means 1, 2, 3 down, you understand? So so that is what we're going to be doing. So from 1 to 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 9 to 0. So we're going to build a classifier using deep learning that once it sees 2, to be able to tell you this is 2. Once it sees 9, it should be able to differentiate between 2 and 9. Okay. So that is how we're going to be inputting, getting this data. So what I'm going to quickly do is I'm going to check out why my Jupyter Notebook is giving me error on this. Then I'm going to put this code on the website so that you can follow me up immediately, so that the class will be more enjoying. I hope that will be proper. Huh? Okay. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to do. Because if I begin to write it out and you're not practicing, you might not enjoy it. So I'll do both now, then we can continue.